feel good.
Everyone listens, everyone feels good. What about the day we're having, by the way? I don't know what it's like down in Geelong, Fat, but up here it is superb.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
Beautiful here,
magnificent. So, what you got coming up is the best. Alex Keith, we can't wait to speak to. Keithy, of course, key defender for the Western Bulldogs, former cricketer. And then we move into a hump day quiz with a difference. It's mate versus mate. And, well, just stick around for this one because I think halfway through, Fat decides to take it in a way that, well...
only Fat can.
Only Fat could contemplate doing. So that's what's coming up. Nice to see you, Fat, by the way.
G'day, Jimmy boy. Great to be with you and also with Ryan Warren.
Sure, we just wanted to ask you if you've spoken to your son at all.
No, I haven't. And can you go and get out of my life and out of my property and ring up and make a time like every other does that's got any manners, okay?
Thank you.
Old Malcolm Brown. The great Mal Brown. I went for dinner with Mal not long ago with the team from Steel Blue Boots.
Yes.
All those boys, fantastic. Fitzy and the guys. The great DK Lilly and Ambassador Glenn Archer. So they're all at the table. We're sitting there. I think Air Colbert was there. I'm trying to think the back line. The great Sam Newman was there. We're sitting at this table at a restaurant and Mal was there. And Fat, I reckon we got a good 15 to 20 minutes in, and the old enforcer just put his hand up to the maitre d' and said, "You couldn't find us a private room somewhere, could you?" Because Mal had already insulted pretty much everyone in the room. So we had to lift up and move to a private room to have the rest of the dinner.
We must have a bit of room.
Well, we must have a private room.
Yeah.
Mal, my God, but great man, love him.
Good
Now,
man.
Fat,
Yeah.
what do we got by way of a wrap, please?
Oh, big news. Big news at Essendon, Jimmy boy.
Right,
Joe Danaher
Yes.
is finally back. How about that? How good is that, Jim? Hasn't
it.
played since round 9 last year.
Yep, he's a good boy, Joe Danaher. I've said this before. He's a good mate of my eldest son. He's a very nice young man, and I'm rapt for him that he's back playing.
Bloody oath. And I'm just looking in the Herald Sun, a photo of him, page 78. And he's got those little tattoos that your son has
I know.
got, and also strats and all that. Those
What's wrong with him?
stupid, weird little tattoos.
No,
Jim.
just it's bloody. What do you call them out at
Hipsters?
Hipsters, that crap. Out at bloody Fitzroy, that way, Northcote.
I
It's
tell you
just
what,
Clifton Hills,
tell you, Jim.
Springs, or
Yeah.
whatever the hell it's called.
I tell you what it is. It is good news
Yes.
for Essendon, but it's great news for the world, according to Woosha, Jim.
No, Joey's going great. Yeah, it's a race. I made this point a number of weeks ago, but it's a race. Joe and the COVID vaccine. We ask every week about them, and we're waiting to see which one's going to come to fruition first.
Nice.
So that means Joey's done. So now the COVID vaccine, we get it,
That's it, Bill.
according to Woosha.
He's a star of the game, and we forget how good he is, of course. He's ripped some finals to shreds, don't worry about that. So we can't wait for him to be back playing. It's good.
Where will he play next year, Jim?
don't
Your
know.
thoughts right now.
I know he wanted to go to Sydney badly, and I think that was as much just an environment thing, a bit like Bud, get up there where you can get away from everything and sort of live a more normal life, perhaps, for him, because he's pretty recognisable, Joe. He's 6'9" or something, so everywhere he walks, everyone knows who he is. But I don't know, Fat. It'll have to be worked out between the club and him. Now, what else we got?
Got some more good news, Jimmy boy, especially at the Tribunal. I like this. Luke Dalhouse, one-match ban, was downgraded, so he can play this week. Sam Powell-Pepper's one-match ban was thrown out, Jim, so he can play this week. Dylan Grimes, he's charged for staging, was dismissed. Not sure about that, but anyway, it got dismissed. And Nick Voston's charge for staging was also dismissed, which I think is fair enough.
So what happens? What happens
out?
there with those ones? I mean, if it is our stated intent to try and iron this out of the game, why don't we? Why do we tolerate it?
And, mate, the fines were only, 500
Yeah.
and 750 or something. So they weren't big fines.
I don't get it, Bill. No. And I have a firm belief that we should be trying to iron staging out of footy because there's no place for it, then you've got to legislate against it. Otherwise, it just keeps happening.
Exactly. And the fines have got to be more. I don't think the fines can't be any higher because of the rules they have with the AFL and the Players Association. But those fines have just got to be more. They've got to be 5,000, Jim.
You know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see an umpire come in and say, I'm paying a free kick against for what you just flopped to the ground under minimal contact, so there's a free kick going his way. I'd love to see that. It would only happen twice, and then coaches would start going, right, you blokes, no more of that.
Geez, you'd love to see that.
I would.
Some of the umpires haven't played, I reckon, Jim, the game, and you've got to get a feel for it, and you know when they are flopping, you know. So
And not only flopping, the other thing that I think is really dangerous is players going in with their head and then throwing it back as soon as they're tackled to try and draw a high free. It's only a matter of time before one of those goes wrong and we're dealing with quite a serious injury. So we've just got to get rid of it. There's no place for it.
Jimmy Boy, or Sandra Sully, as we like to call you on the NRL, guess what's happened?
Old Emily Seabohm?
No, Anthony Seabold.
What did I say?
Well, Jim, it's been confirmed.
Oh.
It has been confirmed that he's been sacked. Well, this is the Brisbane Broncos. What about the flyer they put out? They said during the time that Anthony was in the bubble, he went home to see his family. He had a good think about it, and as a result, he approached the chairman, Carl Morris, last week to indicate he did not wish to continue as coach of Brisbane Broncos. The board understands Anthony's situation and has accepted his wishes to step down as coach. That is utter bullshit. What the Brisbane Broncos did, Jim, was sacked him.
Well, that's what I told you.
Yeah,
I said he was going to be sacked, and he was sacked.
Jim, he's 1.5 years into a 5-year deal.
And I told you the
told us.
Dragons coach was going to be sacked, and he was sacked. I've been across this.
And what did you go with yesterday? Off air.
What?
You know what he told me, Ryan? Cooper Cronk is going to leave Melbourne Storm and he's going to the Roosters.
I told you that too.
Well, it happened. He was right.
Bill, I have not missed with the NRL, and you think you know everything about it, but I am ahead of the game.
Oh,
And I've got another a scoop for you if you want to hear it.
With a coach?
Lionel Messi wants to leave Barcelona. That's what I'm hearing. It's what I'm hearing.
Well, because Lionel is only a one-name person. You know,
that's
there's
it.
only... and that's it. That's
it's
him.
true. And Bill, his management have sent a fax. Can you believe that?
A
They've
fact.
sent a fax
No, they
to the top office at Barcelona saying that they do not want to trigger $1 billion release. This is. Do you realise that? $1 billion.
So how much do Manchester City or whoever it is,
Have
they have to pay
again.
$1 billion?
I don't know. How does that work, Rabbits? You know more about this.
Well, it
game than
depends
we do.
what his contract is. If he's still in contract, then yeah, they have to pay $1 billion to release him, or Manchester City have to reach an agreement for a transfer.
This is a 6-time Ballon d'Or winner, Fat, the best player in the world,
Ballon
of course.
d'Or.
10 Spanish League titles, 4 Champions Leagues, universally regarded as the best player in the game. He wants out.
Well, where's the best soccer played? Is it played over there or is it in England? Tell me that.
Well,
Off the
again,
top of your head.
we defer to Bartholomew on this one. Not that we'd ever
surely
defer
not
to
to
him
Rabbits.
very often, but he's the soccer man in this conversation. And if, from a depth of quality of teams point of view, Rabbits,
Premier League for the depth, but Italy and Spain and Germany have all got one or two really good teams. But England, you've got Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea. So there's more depth to the Premier League.
all right. So he wants
But
out.
that's a lot of
Lionel,
money.
And my mail is his great mate Luis Suarez wants out. This new coach has come in, Fat, and they don't like him, and they're all wanting out.
Who's the new coach? Anthony Seabold.
Look at old Fat with the crispy. He's happy with it too. He's just folded his arms like, I got that one away nicely.
Well,
Look at
and
him.
I just
Shadow
want,
boxing.
I want to finish off the
All right.
shadow boxing because of the big fight tonight.
Yes.
All eyes are going to be on Townsville tonight, Jim.
Townsville.
Now, there's something I reckon I've never said before.
Never. Oh, the
They're
Zoo
all on there,
Kitty.
the big Aussie fight between the fighters. Do you know how tall they are? What?
The great fight between the two fighters.
Aussie fight. Aussie fighters,
Well,
you
who
smack.
are they, Fat?
Well, of course, Jeff Horn,
Jeff Horn.
and Tim Zoo.
Yeah, the Zoo Kitty.
And I think Jeffrey might have one after the fight when he wins. But let me tell you,
Oh, no. He got a good one away, and he's followed it up with that.
because you know how tall they both are?
No.
175 centimetres, Jim. They're as tall as Tom Papley.
That's Boomer Harvey.
Well, Boomer Harvey, Tom Papley.
Harvey.
And they weigh? How much do you reckon they weigh?
No idea.
69 kilograms.
Bloody hell.
60. They are tiny little fighters.
Yeah,
they
that's
are
true.
little. But it'll be a good fight, so we'll see who goes there. I think Horn will win it. He's two Too strong he will be
Okay.
overall.
Righto, Fat.
And one last one.
All right.
Just some cricket, Jim.
Yes.
Chris Rogers, the former
Yes,
opening
I
batsman
saw
for
that,
Australia, is now the head coach of Victoria. So good on him.
There's almost an idiot file out of just this opener. Brad Hodge, he beat into that position. So they'd two very good candidates for the coach of the Victorian team. But it is that gentleman you spoke about, Buck Rogers. Now, I'll tell you what we're doing is we're taking a little break, all right? Because Alex Keith is going to join us. Keithy.
Teeth.
And we need to get to the bottom of what happened with his proposal to his beautiful better half, Laura.
All right.
Just listen up to the way Fat handles this, please.
It's the rush hour on Triple M with JB and Bill, who, well, he's just going.